Yo, what's good, y'all? No, Sebastian, we are not starting at 9:30. FIFO should be walking in about 5 minutes, but I wanted to come on a little earlier than usual just to kind of do a mic check, see how everything sounds. So let me know. We sound good right here? What up, Mr. T? What up, Tickle Kane? Big John Boatwright, what's good, bro? Julian, Mr. A. Jama, 9, Foreign, what's good, bro? Nah, yeah, man, no Nick, man. And I wanted to hear him, talk about Tom as well. But we'll see how they go. Maybe I can get him on the phone. But he went home for the holidays, So, but I'm gonna jump on this other camera real quick and check out. You funny, BL, and check out see how the FIFO mic is going, and he should be walking in any second now. So let me hop over here. So hold tight. Oh, all right. All right, so I can't see you guys, but this is the mic where FIFO will be sitting. This is the mic where FIFO will be sitting. So if everything sounds good, just let me know. I'm about to come back to the command center. Yes. So I did see that. I see a lot of you guys were well. I saw a lot of comments about merch and stuff like that. So it's actually been a year long project. One of the many projects that's been on the back burner that I've been wanting to get with Rod to do. So we're scheduled to meet up soon to try to get that whole thing lined up and out. Am I buffering? And maybe it's the computer. But anyway, man, yeah. So yeah, Shelton said give him 20 minutes. FIFO should be walking in any second now. I think Manny may join us too. Well, he said 9:15 now. So he's the last one to check. Oh, so anyway, but yeah. Tom looked bad, man. That wasn't a good look by him. Not at all. Not at all. My camera's spinning. Oh, I can't touch the. Hold on. I know I'm not supposed to touch the table because these mics are sensitive. So yeah. Hmm. But yeah, I think one thing, man, that kind of that I didn't really understand that a lot of people were talking about last night was about the first time that they had black referees, and and while I thought that was cool, I didn't quite understand the hoopla about it. Um, I mean, we're still. I mean, it's a historic moment, and I don't want to shit on it because I know those guys work hard to get to where they are and to have that moment to be a part of history, and I think that that's dope. But did my internet go out? Hold on.
Seahawks. They're paying Buddy Hield. They're gonna have to pay the big man. I always forget his name. The lefty I like. Um, like they're not gonna be able to afford him, so they let him walk. So that's real good for the Hawks. Real good for the Hawks. Yeah, they have to be a playoff team.
Yeah, I agree. They should be.
Okay, they got the young core plus veterans that can hoop.
Yeah, I agree.
With a star point guard. So hey, not now ain't no more excuse. This gotta be the year.
Let me make sure we still alive, bro. This shit's crazy. Okay, yeah, they can hear FIFO. Yo, I can't see anything on my end, but can you guys hear us? Everything, are we still live? I think my, I think the internet went down here. So, I know I see some of you guys say you can hear FIFO. So just let me know. This is weird. I don't know what's going on. Okay, I see a yes. Okay, I think we good. All right. Let me try to get All right, hold on. You guys know FIFO here. Let's see if I can get Shelton up. What happened to this shit? All right, so okay. Oh man. All right, join with computer audio. All right, good. Let me make sure we could hear Zoom built up. All right. So let me restart the map book so I can see the chat. All right, so FIFO's here, so we're going to get this party started. This is the place where sports opinions collide, dead in sports. I'm your host, Kenneth B. Inge. Joining me, we got FIFO 24/7. Appreciate you guys showing up. I'm also working on something. I'll let you guys know what it is, but it's kind of like a members thing that we could do on the channel, and I think we have approval for it. So we're gonna continue working on that. I've been working on it for a while, but we're gonna continue to work on that and see if we can get that up and running That way you guys that so choose can support us. Please, please, please subscribe to the channel and join us every Tuesday. This is a live show, actually. It's not even a podcast. We actually take the audio from the live show and put it on the podcast. Dead in Sports has been a live show since inception.
100.
That, yes. 8 years ago?
Yeah.
8 years ago. Yep.
It's been a minute.
Yep. So, and now everybody's doing live stream. Now, live streaming is the thing now. But yeah, we've been doing it a very, very long time. We just try to improve with the technology.
Okay, what were all the platforms? Blog Talk?
Man, yep, Blog Talk. There was this one thing I was using. Oh, what was the name of it? It was some video thing.
I know we used Skype for a little while.
Yep. We used Skype.
Man.
YouTube. But I can't remember that one that we used, which was pretty good for us. For a while, and then they went under. But yeah, it's been a few. Also, for those of you that tuned in to the Trae Talk show, that video is no longer live. I have taken it down because for some reason, some of you guys were able to hear the audio, others were not. So if one person can't hear it, that means everybody can't hear it. So what I'm gonna do is I am going to re-upload that with the audio from the board, so you guys will be able to hear it clearly. I checked it today, and it sounds fine. So look for that re-upload for those of you who want to hear that conversation. Probably later this week. So, but yeah, everybody says the audio's good now. So as you see, I got the mic hooked up, got that over there. Shelter's coming through fine. So yeah, man. So anyway. Yeah, it's just us. Shelton will be here. I guess Manny may join in. I put the thing in the chat. But yeah, you were telling me about the Hawks. So they lost. So the Lakers lost out on Bogdanovic.
Yeah, so I guess I wasn't following the trade too closely. Obviously, I know everything's loose until there's pen to paper with all of these talks and rumors and things going around. But I don't know what happened with the Lakers. But I know this. I know that the Hawks signed Bogdanovic to a 4-year, $72 million offer sheet. And with giving De'Aaron Fox a max contract, which was 5 years, $195 million, or up to $195 million, they paid Buddy Hield a couple years ago, and Marvin Bagley. Then they're gonna have to pay Marvin Bagley. Bogdanovic starts to become something that commodity that you just can't afford. And when you look at the Hawks, and this is why I say that the way that the Hawks did it is the way you have to do it if you're going to rebuild. You get rid of your bad contracts. You pick up as many trade assets as possible, right? Then, obviously, you got to trade right. Or I'm sorry, you got to draft right. And obviously, they made the move for Trae Young. So now you got your superstar player. And what did they do? While he was good or ascending, 2 years in the league, look at how many young players that they've drafted around him. And not only having the young players, but now they're adding the vets. While a lot of these young players are still relatively cheap. This is how you rebuild. Now, obviously you're not going to be able to pay everybody. You look at Kevin Huerter is going to be up for a contract. John Collins, you got to make a decision on him. He's a 2010 guy. Like I said, those guys get max money. Are the Hawks willing to pay him max money? Obviously Trae Young is going to get the supermax when his deal is up. So Cam Reddish is a first-round lottery pick. DeAndre Hunter is a lottery. So there's a lot of guys you're going to have to make decisions on. But right now, today, going into this upcoming season, the Hawks are poised to be a playoff team. And if they're not a playoff team, we got to start looking at the head coach. Because it's no longer the talent or you have elite shooting now. You have elite shooting starting in your starting lineup and off the bench. You got Rondo now. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, come on now. Come on, hey, this is a playoff team. Danilo Gallinari, this is a playoff team. You don't make the playoffs, coach, you on the hot seat.
All right, so while you were talking, I was pulling up the Hawks roster now. So Trae Young, obviously. Trae Young, Rajon Rondo, Kevin Huerter, and DeAndre but that may be Bogdanovic now, or unless he plays the 3.
Well, Bremby plays. He's a perimeter guy.
Okay,
they put him out there.
So you got Gallinari and DeAndre Hunter, John Collins and Okongwu, Clint Capella and Okongwu, and then I saw they signed Solomon Hill too,
and John Collins
about 11 years ago. Yep, John Collins. So maybe, yeah. So
you know what they are?
What?
Denver East, just a different version. Not
where does,
like
where
for
does,
like.
Where does Bojan fit in this?
But he's a 2-3.
So he'll take Bembry's minutes.
Bogdanovic might start on this squad.
Over who?
Over
Kevin?
Yeah, over Huter at the 2.
So you think this is a playoff team?
100%.
I do too when I looked at it.
100%. 100. They have to be. The talent dictates, especially in the East, that this is a playoff team. Because we know Trae Young's not a fluke. Hey, get 19 points as a rookie, 29 points in your second year. You're not a fluke, bruh. And here's the crazy part. He averages almost 30 a game, but the best aspect of his game is his passing. He has multiple. Bogdanovic is a knockdown. I heard this new term that Daryl Morey has. I guess the analytics guys. I'm not part of that crew. But they call certain 3-point shooters gravity shooters. But it's the thing that I always convey is that there's certain guys in the league. I don't care what I'm guarding you, and I'm not moving, and I'm not rotating, and you're not getting the ball. And Bogdanovic is one of those type of shooters. You saw. I also saw this stat: Philadelphia, the 76ers, with Joel Embiid and Ben Simmons 3 years ago, their plus minus or win percentage or something like that was like 15.5, which is super elite. And every year it's declined. Every year they've gotten less and less shooting around them. So the NBA now is about shooting is the premium. And then being able to screen, cause rotations, making guys stake a guy in the corner. I'm not rotating. That's the type of offense that is being played now in the NBA. And Trae Young, like I said with Steph Curry, that's unguardable. You got to guard Dame Lillard. That's unguardable. 40 feet, pick and roll. I can just pull up from there.
He'll continue that
in
the regular season? Dame.
Yes.
It's taking those crazy shots though.
Yes, that Dame Dollar.
Man, I know who he is.
Dame Dollar.
Bubble Dame.
Hold up. Hey, you know what that is. You know what that is.
Bubble Dame may be different from regular
of course,
Dame.
regular season. And I think Dame is now a veteran that has some mileage on him. He's pretty much been to the playoffs almost every year. So not always deep, but he's gotten there. And obviously, everybody's coming off of a shortened season, so I think the veteran guys are going to take it slow, and we'll see them ratchet it up when they need to ratchet it up. That's the NBA though. That's NBA, lifestyle culture. They'll get up for the games that they need to get up for, the matchups that they need to. But when it's time for seeding and then the play-in. The play-in, I think that's changing the game. I really like it. I like the idea because now
what are you talking about?
Ken.
Nah,
oh my God. Okay, let's look this up
I missed out.
because it's pretty specific.
All right, so while you look that up, where is he at? So yes, I know he averaged about 30, Mr. T. Julian, I know he's been hitting crazy shots like that in the regular season, but he wasn't doing it in the way that he was doing it in the bubble. Bubble Dame was some special. I don't know what was going on.
No, he hit that other level. You saw that next level.
Yeah. But in the regular season, I don't know. I know that was.
He's done it in the regular season.
He has. I think what that is I need to take over to get us to wherever we need to get to Dame.
And I'm getting there.
In the regular season, he kind of paces himself.
Yeah, 100%.
So maybe that's what it is. So what you got?
All right, well, hold on. I'm
okay.
Looking up the. So it's gonna be released in 2 stages with a play-in tournament. I'm trying to find. So it's gonna be a 72 game regular season. The All-Star break is set to take place March 5th through the 10th. The second half of the season will run from March 11 to May 16. The play-in tournament will be held from May 18 to 21 before the playoffs tip off May 22nd. I'm trying to find the play-in rules. Okay, the 7-8 game will be between teams ranked 7th and 8th, while the 9-10 game will feature the teams ranked 9th and 10th. The winner of the 7-8 game will advance to the playoffs. The loser will host the winner of the 9-10 game and has been previously reported. So did you get that, Ken?
Yeah, I heard you.
Okay, so I think that's really dope. So that means that if you are the 7th or 8th seed, you better win that game because you're guaranteed to the playoffs. But if you lose that game, you can either let number 9 or number 10 jump you into the playoffs.
So basically what that does is it gives the 9th and 10th seeds reason to compete.
100.
To continue to play hard.
100.
Huh. Interesting.
And be right there, and it's one game. You beat this number 7 or 8 seed one time, and you're in the playoffs, and they're not.
So the bubble gave them a chance to, and it's one of the things that was speculated on the show, it gave them a chance to kind of experiment with this, so now they feel comfortable enough rolling it out. Oh, I thought somebody walked in. That was the water cooler. Okay. Okay. Well, that's going to be interesting. So, is that out this season, or is that a proposed change for?
No, this upcoming season. The season that starts December 22nd. So it'll be split into two halves. The All-Star break in the middle, and then you have a play-in little tournament right before the playoffs.
Yeah. Appreciate everybody commenting on the cameras. Yeah, they do kind of look good. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, bro. I'm looking at this. Yeah. I'm like, damn.
Yeah, they look
bro,
a little crispy. They look a little crispy.
We're coming up.
Yeah. So yeah. All right. So let me check and see where Shelton's at. Because he's like our football guy too. One of the football guys here that watches most of the games. I'm gonna jump to another NBA question. So, what do you think about Ingram being re-signed for the Max? Pelicans re-signed Ingram to a Max deal.
I think it's a good move for them because it fits their timeline. It also fits how that team is constructed. Because Brandon Ingram is their go-to scorer. You know, because Zion he's gonna be a 2010 guy easy. Just walking in, and you don't have to run plays for him. And he's just not at that level yet where we're going to feature him. Of course, you're going to go to him because he's, you know what I'm saying, he brings that energy and he could bully he bullies everybody. You know what I'm saying? So, obviously, he's going to get those opportunities, but you run offense through Brandon Ingram. When you need a bucket, you need a tough bucket. He's proven that with this roster, he can do that. And then you look at, the other pieces that they got, who they drafted. It makes sense. He's their scorer. He is their number 1A scorer. So you pay that.
Okay.
So how you feel? You sound like you a little quiet. Like, yeah, you was over here. You know what I'm saying? You was on Brandon Ingram.
Look, I've been high on Bi. I just like if he, because I know one of the topics of discussion we had was he's a volume shooter. I think that was one of the things that Shelton was saying. And so if he's going to be the guy, but he needs the ball and shot attempts to make those. I know Zion is a energy guy right now, rim runner. He's going to get his, primarily like that. But how would this impact his development if he's just basically a new age Sean Kemp?
No, because look, the things that separate elite big men in this league is the ability to grab the rebound, push the ball, play with your head up, have ball handling ability, and have enough IQ and basketball, panache to make passes. You know what I'm saying? If not finished by yourself. And he has that. That's what makes him elite. And he has that in abundance. You know what I'm saying? There's not a lot of guys that generate the type of force Zion does when he's going to attack the rim like that. So with that being said, you know, he's like a version. That's why you compare him to Bron, because that's what you see in Bron. That's part of Bron's game that makes him super elite. Those guys that are big, like Karl Malone never did that. Mm-mm. But if Karl Malone could, how would you stop Karl Malone? The big men of yesteryear didn't play like that.
Yeah, but Karl Malone had an offensive game.
No, 100%. He was more skillful.
Yeah.
But what didn't he have? He had all the athletics. He could play athletically in any era, but he didn't have the skill, the open court skill. This is an open game. So it's not going to impact Zion because Zion is still going to be able to play there. Also, we said Brandon Ingram is a volume shooter. Volume rebounds.
Yeah.
Who's going to go get? We seen this guy in the first game that he played tower over 7-footers, go up, miss, second jump people, and go up before people damn near landed the first time. Zion is special. You can't teach that. And remember what I said about special players. Special players are special because you can't teach what they do. You can't teach it. What you try to do is get them to play within some type of organization for the others to be able to excel. Because it's not for them. Jordan was going to be Jordan regardless, right? But the difference was, were you going to win or were you just going to be the greatest ever? You know what I'm saying? So obviously there is sacrifice because you got 4 other players to incorporate. But you can't teach what Jordan had. You can't teach what Shaq had. You can't teach what Kobe had. You can't teach that. You're born with it. AI. You can't teach what AI had. These guys are one-of-a-kind guys for a reason. Even James Harden. Have we seen James Harden? You can't teach what James Harden got. Steph Curry. These guys are special for a reason. And you just you try to build around that specialness. And it is what it is, but man.
You just actually reminded me about something we definitely forgot to talk about. I saw a comment said that we didn't really talk about it, so I'm gonna bring it up again. And there's also another question that goes with it. So we didn't really talk about Clay, did we? Saturday?
Not really, no.
Okay. So the other part of that is whether or not the Warriors will make the playoffs or be a lottery team without Clay. So I know the biggest part of the discussion that we had was about Oubre and its impact on the team. You and I see it positively. Nick didn't see it that way, and was Shelton on at that time? Can't remember. But nevertheless, now, he could. I think there's also been a conversation about Curry. Like, you're the man. You should be able to get this team to the playoffs. Do you agree with that?
100%. You talking about the unanimous MVP. He was that for a reason. Obviously, everybody understands the impact of Clay. They're the Splash Brothers for a reason. It works better when both of them are there. But it doesn't diminish what they are individually. And that's what we're going to see. Obviously, it's going to be a slightly different style of play. We know that. But Steph Curry is Steph Curry. And he's here. Come on, man. We know that, especially the elite guys, they hear all of this stuff. They see all of this stuff. And all of the greats have some type of chip on their shoulder, whether it's manufactured, whether it's built in, whatever it is. They all have it. Steph is using all of this for ammunition. He's going to come out. Look, we saw it in spurts last year. He's Steph Curry. Why are we questioning the greats? Is he not solidified Hall of Fame? Like, does he still need to play? Like, come on.
He's in the Hall of Fame, but he had a lot around him. But
Magic didn't.
No, I agree, and to me, that's not a knock on him. But I will say to Mr. T, he said Oubre's a nice pickup, but he's not going to be able to replace Clay. And what I want to say to that is not about replacing Clay.
No, it's not about that.
Because you can't. He's a unique, special 100%. Player that we haven't seen at least I haven't seen in my lifetime.
The definition of 3-and-D.
Right,
literally.
Right.
Literally.
But what Oubre does with his skills, along with Wiggins and Wiseman and Curry and there was somebody else they got. But what they're able to do is it gives Kerr talent, and now Kerr has to coach because what Clay was a special talent. and Kerr was able to coach and mold the offense around that special talent. Now that he got other guys that may not be able to replace the shooting but can do other things that are really good, now we got to see Kerr. Kerr, what are you going to do?
100%.
Now, you're not necessarily on the clock because you're a proven championship
We
coach.
get to see the genius.
But now you got other pieces. Now can you put those pieces in the places that they need to win? Can you be Popovich? So it's not about replacing Clay, and I think that's where people sometimes get it twisted.
Yep.
They were like, "Oh, he's not going to do what Clay does. He doesn't need to.
He doesn't need to.
Curry can be the engine, and everything can be built around him. And if you guys didn't see Oubre play in Phoenix, the man can play the game.
100.
He is a great role player. Like maybe borderline all-star. The guy can hoop, man.
Because you look in the NBA. What did I always say that the Clippers of the Lob City Clippers were missing? A Kelly Oubre, a guy 6'8", 6'9", with wingspan, can handle the rock, IQ with the ball, can shoot the three, make decisions. You know what I'm saying? Being a very positionless guy. And that's what he brings to the table. So for the Warriors, you got Oubre and Wiggins on the wing. You got 2 6'8" guys that allow you to guard multiple positions, allow you to switch, occasionally hit shots, right? Like, they're not Clay, but occasionally hit shots. And they both have a certain level of playmaking ability. You know what I'm saying? Like, what I mean by that is that they could put the ball on the floor and make the right basketball play.
Yeah.
You have guys that can play. You will be fine. No, it's not the offensive firepower. No, it's not that. But now you also have a unique talent in James Wiseman that can be utilized in pick and roll situations with Draymond and or Steph Curry. That still puts pressure on the defense because we know that this guy, look.
Oh, Draymond. Yeah, I forgot about Draymond.
We know this about James Wiseman. He has not played one NBA minute, but we know this. You throw the ball up there, if the man not named Rudy Gobert, he gonna go yam it on damn near everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like, we know that. Now, everything else, we'll see how all of that expands. But at the end of the day, man, the Warriors are definitely a playoff team. I'm gonna just be quiet. Because people feel strongly about them not being one. But
yeah. I thought I saw Manny join the Zoom, but I don't see him yet. We're still waiting on Shelton. I told y'all we be on CP time, y'all. And Shelton said, and y'all that were here early. I told y'all, Shelton texted me and said 20 minutes. At 9:30, he said he's almost home. But yeah, we're gonna talk about some more basketball real quick. Let me see what else we got that's happened. Bam Adebayo re-signed with the Heat.
Yep.
So that's good for them. I guess these two go hand in hand. Ibaka to the Clippers.
Yeah.
That's
like
a
that.
really good move, man.
That is.
Because I think he's a better overall player than Trez. He can shoot the three. He got the mid range. He can play
Better defender.
Yeah, better defender.
Championship experience.
Experience. So Trez was an energy guy. I don't think a blocker won't necessarily do that, but coaching could. Tyronn Lue can help definitely get what he's able to do out of that. So I think that's really a low-key good signing, man.
Well, here I agree, and I know the Lakers were after Ibaka as well, but I like what the Lakers have done because when you look at the guys that they've added, I think this is going to be the best running team that LeBron has had. Obviously, when you got D Wade and both of them was in their prime, they was throwing full court alley-oops. How many times you seen that? That's the only time I was seeing full court alley-oops. But outside of that version, like in terms of like a team around him, think about it. Alex Caruso, he could get up and down. Obviously, Dennis Schroeder, he's a point guard. He wants to get up and down. what's his name? Montrezl Harrell. He wants to get the ball, you know what I'm saying? Like these are all guys that can run the floor, you know, and who you got, man? You got LeBron. He gonna pick defenses apart, man. I really like this move for them. For both teams. But here's the thing though, Ken.
Uh-oh.
Right now, nobody's close to the Lakers.
All right, so that's the other question. So you think they're gonna repeat?
Yeah, they're gonna do that.
Even without Bogdanovich? Because a lot of people were saying that when they had Bogdanovich.
That's cool. Look. They got LeBron, right?
True, the team's better than it was last year, but
AD there, right?
He hasn't resigned yet.
Come on, Ken. Come on. Don't be that guy. Don't be that guy. We know he ain't resigned, but we know his business. We know his business.
I know, yeah. You broke that down last week.
Yeah, we know his business. But at the end of the day, they're a better team than what they were last year. And when you look across the hall to the Clippers, are the Clippers better?
Okay, well, can I? So here's the thought that went through my head. Mm-hmm. You know, I've been definitely pretty rough on the Clippers because they carry themselves like they won something, and we saw that play out. And now Shelton Wood called me. Hold on, I'm gonna go to a still and mute the audio. Hold on, guys. All right, Shelter's on the way. Yeah, probably needed to run a commercial for one of the multiple shows that we got.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking. Ken, conglomerate.
Oh man,
we a conglomerate, man.
I don't even know what I was saying, but yeah, Shelter's
we were talking
on
about the Lakers
to the house.
We were talking about the Lakers. Are they a championship repeat?
Yeah. So it's about the Clippers. So this is what I was thinking about. We know that there was some friction on that team. Mm-hmm. You know, Nick thought I was crazy when I brought it up, but I've been pretty good at pointing these things out. Trez confirmed it, and then later on, it really started to come out. It's possible that this could be addition by subtraction.
100.
And that Trez could have been the source of the problems on that team. Maybe he and PG just bumped heads because Trez comes across as this hard work, grinding out. I had to work for everything. I didn't wake up with your skills, PG. Mm-hmm. Like, I had to earn my way here. You know, it just wasn't, you know, these are the set of skills that God gave me. So maybe him being off the team, bringing Ibaka in, who comes across as a guy who can fit in, played with Kawhi in Toronto. Mm-hmm. So instant chemistry. Maybe under Lou's leadership, they might be a little bit more in sync this year than before.
No, I feel you, and I don't disagree with that. I don't disagree with that at all. I just think that when you look at the talent that the Lakers accumulated, and also you have to be y'all need to go listen to the league podcast. But like in our league, right? Mm-hmm. In Madden, I have to be able to beat the guys I know that I'm going to have to beat to get to the Super Bowl. So I have to think about the Chiefs. I have to think about the Ravens. I have to think about the guys in the AFC that I think that are Super Bowl contenders and what they do best and try to mitigate those things. Same thing like what the Lakers have done. Marc Gasol is your joker guy because you're going to have to go through Denver. Mm-hmm. Denver is legit. They're going to be a top 3 team.
Yeah, that was a nice pickup.
They had to go get a guy like that. You know what I'm saying? So now that fits the championship window. To get a championship, there's certain teams you got to get through. And when I see what the Lakers have done, I really like it because they have addressed every team along the way. Mm-hmm. The Clippers, I agree with you. I think they will be better. They will be more in sync. I think they were embarrassed, obviously. And I think that'll go a long way, especially when you got a guy like Kawhi that is a champion. Mm-hmm. And I really like that, but I don't know, man. I don't like the Clippers like that. I think they're good. their top 3-4 team.
Yeah.
But I honestly right now believe in Denver a little bit more than I do in the Clippers.
Denver.
But you know how I feel about them. You remember I said that they're gonna win a championship sooner rather than later.
Yep.
And I think Denver this year they're gonna knock on that door, and I think they're gonna scare the crap out of the Lakers.
You think so?
Yeah, next year will be their year though. It's not this year, but next look, man, they're gonna compete. They're gonna compete. Look at their roster, Ken. Look at their roster. They are pretty damn deep.
But they lost Jeremy. Didn't they lose Jeremy Grant?
That's cool.
You say that.
Who's gonna start, Ken?
MPJ.
Why do we need Jeremy? And now Jeremy's nice. Now, I'm not. Obviously I would love to have him.
But what do you think about, like, why would you go to Detroit if they were gonna almost give you the same amount of money? What was up with
minutes? That? It's not always about money, Ken. He saw the writing on the wall. Damn, bro, he shoot better than me. Damn, he about my height. Damn, he do got that jab step. Like, come on, Ken. He saw the writing on the wall.
Yeah, I'll be back. I'm trying to find Manny was here, but now he's gone.
Hey, mute the audio. I need to give me some chips or something.
All right, we're gonna take another quick break, guys. We'll be back in just a second. All the late arriving folks showing up.
Mm-hmm. It's definitely gonna be a CP show today.
All right, so we're back. As FIFO eat his chips. So it's gonna pick up a little bit, but it's fine. But Manny's joining the show. What's good, brother?
What's going on, fellas? What's going on? Figured I'd chop it up with y'all for a little bit. What's going on?
Yeah. Appreciate you coming through.
Always.
Yeah, you said that you heard, and real quick, guys. Also, while Manny's talking, let me know how he sounds in the on the stream, and then I'll adjust it as needed. But you say you heard FIFO's spiel. You have any thoughts, any comments on what you were hearing?
Nah, I kind of agree with mostly with everything he was saying, man. Denver. I mean, honestly, I fear Denver the most out of all the teams in the West right now. Denver and the Warriors. I'm always going to give the Warriors respect, man, because I respect that coach. I respect Steph Curry. I respect that infrastructure they built there. I think they're going to be fine even without Clay. I don't think they're going to be 73-9 Warriors, but I still think there would be a top 4 team, man. I mean, I really like the Kelly Oubre pickup. I think that was a quiet, underrated move for the Warriors. I think he's going to be really good in that system. So But honestly, like realistically, I think the West has fallen off this year a little bit. I don't think it's going to be as stacked as other years. Um, just because you're seeing a lot of teams in transition. Who knows what the Rockets are going to look like, for instance. Um, the Suns. I know everybody loves the CP3 move, but can I see them play a little bit before I'm ready to coronate the Suns as a bona fide, no doubt about it.
What do you need to see?
Oh yeah, no, that's legit now. Hey, that's legit because D Book is legit. D Book legit.
Fam.
Look, they're gonna be a top 3 backcourt.
Oh, I think they'll definitely be a playoffs, man. But you got people on Twitter already talking about the Suns are going to be, a threat to the Lakers, and you got the Suns out here trying to win a round in the playoffs. I'm like, let's slow down. Let's slow down on the Suns' luck. This has been a bottom feeder for the last 10 years. Like, can we? There's levels to this. Can we get to that first? Can we get there first? But no, the Suns improved definitely. I mean, anytime you add a Hall of Fame point guard like Chris Paul, you're absolutely going to be better. I mean, just law of averages, you're going to be better, right? That being said, man, I think the Nuggets, man, I am the one team that scares me. I say 2 or 3 teams that scare me: the Nuggets, the Warriors, and the Mavericks. The Mavericks because of Luka, man. I think Luka's coming. I think he's coming into his own. It's scary to think that Luka isn't even scratching the surface of how good he can be. The key for the Mavericks is going to be Porzingis if he's healthy. But I think the Nuggets, man, the Nuggets are for real. Jamal Murray, another year older, mature. Same thing for Joker. I mean, they're a deep team. I didn't understand the Jeremy Grant situation where he basically went to Detroit. I mean, I get it, more minutes and whatnot, but I don't know, man. I try to stick around Denver and try to win a championship or at least compete for a championship. But like you said, man, it's not always about money or whatever. It's just cats want to play. So, big ups to him, I guess. But, yeah, Denver's legit. I don't know why people keep saying Denver's not legit. Denver is legit.
Denver's super legit.
Nah, yeah, they are. They are. No, I do respect them. I respect Denver. I'm really excited to see what MPJ does. I know there was a question in the chat that asked if we were going to do our preseason show or prediction show or whatever. Yes, we are. What were you about to say, Manny?
No, I was going to say MPJ is really their X factor, man. He takes that team to a whole nother level.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, you're right. Wait, where did he go? Oh, okay, go ahead. What you got?
He was their X factor. Their new X factors, both because MP.
Oh man, are you still about to talk about Bol Bol?
Did you not see that?
I did not. I didn't see anything from Bol Bol.
Nice, bro.
Bol
Bol is nice.
It's just like Taco Fall. I don't understand why these guys not getting minutes.
There must be a reason why they're not getting minutes.
I just feel like they got a lot of talent, man. Like I feel like some of these teams just have so much talent that it's hard to really, because if you play Bol Bol, like what exactly he kind of takes away from MPJ and some of the other cats they got. I mean, I just feel like they just got a lot of talent. That's the one kind of knock I would have on Denver is sometimes you can have a little bit too much talent, where you just have so much grade A talent that. There's no clear delineation between kind of your 1A guy, your 1 guys, and your 2 guys. Like, so that's the only issue that I would have. But yeah, Bol Bol is nice though. Bol Bol is nice.
There will be this year because MPJ is gonna demarcate that line all day. But I'm telling you, man, look, Bol Bol is their X factor because that guy he don't need to start. He could come off the bench. He's good. He's a bucket, bro. He's 7'2" with a jump shot.
Before Bol Bol is not there yet.
I'm not saying that.
More
Thank you,
along
Shelton.
the lines of where you predicted the team was going to be. You remember you said they're about 4 years out? Bol Bol is about 4 years out from making a difference. He's not.
You mean 4 years from being out the league, Shelton?
Oh, come on.
Are you tripping now, Ken? You tripping?
Nah, he's talented, but he's not there. If he was there, he'd be playing. Bol Bol has. I mean, he's
still raw. He's still raw.
He's very raw. He's nice though. But he ain't no difference maker. He ain't finna make a difference. Not like that. No. Okay. They got. I think, like you said it right, Manny. When you said that, Denver is one of those teams that has a lot of pieces, and it can, it's addition by subtraction when you lower that rotation. So,
hey, real quick, you moved away from the mic. They can't hear you anymore. But he's. Hey, listen, guys. He'll be back. Just trying to make out because you don't want to hear him and the Fritos. I haven't touched anything. FIFO's fine. Everything is the same. It's the placement of the mics.
I was gonna say on Bol Bol, man. I just think, what position is he? That's the other thing about Bol Bol. Is like there's really. I mean, I know we're in this whole positionless basketball, which I get makes sense.
3, 4, 5.
You know,
He's a 3, 4, 5. Like, what do you want to play? How do you want to play? 3, 4, 5. You want to play big? He's a 3. You want to play more traditional? He's a 4. You want to play fast? He's a 5.
Millsap still there? Is he a free agent?
He don't need to be
Millsap's
there.
still there, right?
He don't need to be there.
I think so. You don't get Ken started.
You don't need to be there.
Yeah, I know. I want to know what the hell Paul Millsap did to Ken in the past life.
I don't know.
Nothing. But hey, let me introduce you, Shelton, real quick. I know the people know who you are, but let me introduce you. You know, he's like an hour and a half late, but he finally here. Shelton J, ladies and gentlemen. I told y'all, man, we this is a black show and we on CP time. I don't want to be lying about that.
I'm eating Fritos on the show, man. You understand me? Like, come on.
This ain't your mom and pop sports show, baby.
Nah. So, but yeah, what were you about to say, Shelton?
Is Barton still there?
Yeah,
Barton?
I think so, right?
I think so.
Because he opted out. So I was thinking if he's back, that's the difference maker, FIFO.
You ain't lie. I really like Will Barton on that roster.
Barton is nice.
Mm-hmm.
Barton is nice. But see, that's what I mean about Denver, man. They got so many guys.
And look who they drafted. R.J. Hampton. Out of anybody, they drafted R.J. Hampton, which is crazy.
Right.
Yeah.
But and that's good too, because he doesn't have to be rushed to be the man. He can kind of, learn. He'll learn a lot more in practice than he will on the court. So,
That's
good for him.
All right, so we just warming up with basketball, man. Like, man, y'all showed up for that basketball video. So, like I said, I'm gonna re-upload that. But we got a lot more basketball talk ahead because it comes back in a couple of weeks. Mm-hmm. When does preseason kick off? Anybody know?
Like 2 weeks from now, a week from now, basically.
Okay.
College basketball starts tomorrow, right?
Yes, sir.
Gotcha. Okay. Well.
Tar Heels.
Yeah. Oh. Okay. Oh, here y'all go. But look, we got a super chat from the homie Mr. Ajama. I know I'm not saying that right, Mr. A. I'm gonna call, like I said before, I'm gonna call you AJ, Mr. AJ9. Appreciate you, bro. And it's really what was the lead story of the show. The biggest news that broke over the weekend. It happened while we were recording. Is the mic still on? I was editing that today, and I saw the moment again. And Burrow, man, he's out. ACL, MCL, and PCL tear, I think. Tragic injury that happened to the god Burrow. But Mr. AJ9 asked, Joe Burrow should have. Well, I'm gonna read what he said. I don't know if it's a question, but he said Joe Burrow should have told the Bengals not to draft him. Now his career is potentially in jeopardy.
Nah, man, that could have happened anywhere. Come on, stop.
Yeah,
it could have happened anywhere.
It could have happened anywhere.
It's a freak play. Look, the biggest news item there is, man, what are the Bengals going to do? Hopefully they take their time with him. He is the franchise. Like, he literally has the key to the city, to the franchise, all of that. Take your time with him. Don't rush him back. Learn from the Eagles and Carson Wentz. Because I think that's part of Carson Wentz's issue right now, that they rushed him back way too soon. And, I think that's the worst thing you can do with a young quarterback, is rushing back from a serious injury like this. Like, if you're the Bengals, man, you're not ready to win anyway right now. You're not even winning next year in that division. So basically use 2021 as a red shirt. Make that man get healthy, fully healthy, strong. Do whatever you got to do to get that man fully healthy for September of 2022.
Wow.
You're exactly right. I agree completely, man. I was, as hard a time as I give Joe Burrow, I was devastated because I was watching.
And you should apologize. You should apologize for dogging that man like that.
I'm sorry he got hurt. I really am sorry he got hurt. I didn't like that at all. he was having a real good year. And I wanted to see, more than anything, the storyline that was getting me more than anything in the NFL was who's going to be rookie of the year, him or Herbert. So I really wanted to see those two battling out going down the stretch to see which one of those quarterbacks would look the best in the end. And to me, that was, like I said, that was one of my best storylines of 2020. And for him to go down, man, it was devastating. And I thought, to be honest, what's funny is I said that boy gonna get hurt because on a play, I was watching that whole game. On a play not long before that, he fumbled. I don't know if you saw the fumble, but look back. What's his name? What's my guy from Young?
Chase Young.
Yeah, Chase hit him, and he hit him so hard. I was like, he about to knock that kid out. I said it a couple plays before. I was like, he need to be careful with him. And lo and behold, he did go down, man. But I
you talking about the one at the goal line, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, the way Chase Young hit him. Woo!
We haven't heard anything.
That was a big man hit right
there.
Yep. But like I said, I feel bad about it, man. I hate it for him. Hopefully he comes back stronger than ever, and we get this race going back with him and Herbert.
Yeah. Well, what was the biggest issue that the Bengals had this year was the offensive line. I mean, protecting Burrow, and it came back to bite him. And that's why like I always get annoyed when people talk about, when you draft a young quarterback, you got to draft weapons. Yes, you got to draft weapons, but part of those weapons is an offensive line. Mm-hmm. You got to keep these dudes upright, man. And this is case in point.
On the screen, ladies and gentlemen, you guys see him. It's the BZ430. Well, you'll see him in a second. I switched to me. BZ430 coming fresh off of. Where you coming from, B?
Dead End Gaming. We stream live every Tuesday evening on at twitch.tv/Dead End Gaming ATL, and you can listen to the podcast. If you missed the stream on Tuesdays, you listen to the podcast on Fridays wherever you get your podcast.
Dope. All right. So
what up, B?
What up? What's good, brother?
Chilling, man.
Hey, Ken, let me ask you a quick question.
What you got?
If Tua comes back, I know it's a little off, but since Burrow went out, if Tua comes back strong and they keep winning, do you think he can win Rookie of the Year?
I think so. Because I think Burrow, before he got injured, regardless of Cincinnati's record, I think he was kind of poised to win Rookie of the Year just because I think of his stats, of his stat line. But I do think if they start winning and they become a wild card team under Tua under center, I think he's gonna get Rookie of the Year.
What's gonna hurt Tua is he's already been. Although I know they're not calling it a benching, but He was pulled on Sunday afternoon, man. So
yeah, he was.
So yeah, that's.
But sometimes that might be the case where like coaches be like, if your guy just don't got it today, and just be like, just sit it out. You'll get it back next week. Coaches do that sometimes.
But you know what? I'm surprised that doesn't happen more. It just makes sense to me.
It just makes sense. Yeah, like if I didn't throw 3 picks and I didn't fumble the ball 3 times already. Third quarter, if coach want to pull me out, look, we got you next week. Just go ahead and sit it out there.
See, that's the problem. That's the problem that Miami has right now, man, because they're trying to develop Tua, but they're also in the playoff chase. So,
yeah.
What do you prioritize? Do you prioritize making the playoffs, or do you prioritize development of Tua? I would argue Tua's development is more important than making the playoffs. But,
yeah, because you thinking long term and consistent,
right?
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
right.
I'd rather miss the playoffs this year, but we develop Tua, and then by year 3, 4, 5, and 6, we are a divisional, almost AFC Championship type team. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And you know what's crazy? I think that when they sat down at the beginning of the year, the goal was not to make the playoffs.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely.
So they've exceeded expectations so much that I think they threw everybody for a curveball. Nobody was expecting them to be where they are. So now we got to figure this all out again. Like they were priming to get their picks in and what we're going to pick and, how we're going to move this and what we're going to do. And now these boys out here playing ball and Brian Flores got them looking like a football team that finally it's hard to see what they're gonna do. Is they're learning on the fly.
Yeah, they should have just kept Fitzpatrick. They should have just kept Fitzpatrick as a starter, man. Because clearly, they clearly feel like Tua isn't all the way ready yet. So they should have just kept Fitzpatrick there, let him play out the season, see what happens, and then take your chances next year with Tua. Yeah. But I mean, that whole move surprised me because I watched a lot of that game, and I know he didn't play well, but that was still a fairly close game. So you kind of got to let your young QB kind of play himself through that situation because that's a teachable moment right there too.
Yeah,
so.
let him get his bumps and bruises from learning. You know what I'm saying?
Yep,
let him learn and get his bumps and bruises.
Hey, you guys know who should have been benched? Tom Brady. Tom Brady. They should have benched Tom Brady.
Terrific. Damn.
You said Carson Wentz?
I didn't know your last name was disrespect.
He did say Carson Wentz.
Oh, shit. I just heard Fipo. What up, Fipo?
Yo, what it do, B?
What up?
Man.
I can't see y'all, man. So I'm just going by the voices now.
Yeah, we can't have the cam on.
Hey, we
show too much of what's going on here. Now, we ain't talking about Carson Wentz. We talking about Tom Brady. What is he? One in three in primetime games?
Yeah, 1-3, 5 touchdowns and 5 interceptions.
Thank you, B. Yeah. He ain't ready, man. Whose fault? Okay, so let's ask this question. Is it Brady or is it Bruce? Which one is it? Which B is it?
I think it's a combination. I think it's a combination. I mean, I think it's a combination, but I would say it's more Brady. I just think Brady, look, last year Brady, a lot was made of the Patriots didn't have a lot of weapons and all those things were true, obviously. But I just think that eventually, man, Father Time is undefeated. He is undefeated. There's a reason for that, man. You can't beat the clock, man. And I think Brady is for the first time, really. I mean, I would argue there were points last year too, but for the first time, really, he's starting to look like a 43-year-old quarterback. Like, the zip on the fastball isn't quite what it was. You know what I'm saying? The attention to detail isn't quite what it was. You know what I'm saying? Could you still win with him? Is he still capable? I think so, but he's just starting to show his age, man.
You know who they remind me of? Remember the Philly, the super team the Eagles had that year?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they giving off those vibes, man.
Well, and the other problem with them too. The other problem with the Bucs is they're asking him to do too much. It's like they want him to be the Tom Brady of 2008.
He's a 6-time winner.
And it's like that's another problem with him.
He's 43.
Brady is supposed to be the final piece or the final ingredient. You're not supposed to be asking Tom Brady to do too much at this advanced age, man. You know what I'm saying? And that to me goes to some of the blame that Bruce Arians has to share in this too, because that defense was supposed to be all world. It's not. That defense has been completely overrated from a large part of that season or a large part of this season. So I just think that they're asking Brady to do too much, and Brady is starting to show his age. That's what I think is the big issue too.
They, you know what else? They don't run the ball enough. You got those horses back there. They just, I mean, I know they got 3 great wide receivers, but it's kind of like they abandoned the run too early for me in almost every game.
But that's Bruce Arians, though.
I agree.
That's Bruce Arians,
with a QB that age, with Tom Brady, like Manny mentioned earlier, you gotta run the ball. You can like Shelty made a great point. You can't get away from your run too much because, like Manny said, you can't ask Tom Brady at this age that he's at to do a lot. You can't go out there and throw the ball a lot. You gotta rely on being able to say turn back around and hand that ball off, man, and take the total off your QB. You know what I'm saying? And you can't do that. You're like, damn, man, you made a great point. Tom Brady, this is not 2006 Tom Brady. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta run that ball, man. You can't go away from it because they got the defense to stop. So that's the recipe right there. You got to be able to run that rock.
That's it. Right. One other thing.
Yeah, go ahead.
Nick, one of Ken is they don't have a pass catching back from him either. Like a James White, Rex Burkhead. That's what Tom Brady thrived off, that tight end and that back out of the backfield, that scat back that can get out there and create some yardage. It wasn't wide receivers. It was the backs. And so it's kind of built wrong for his success at this age.
I agree.
So let me ask y'all this. Since we're talking about them, right now they're in a wild card spot. Crazy stat. Brady has never made the playoffs as a wild card.
I saw that,
which is crazy.
Yeah, that's wild to me.
That's Belichick.
What you think, FIFO? They gonna win that first playoff game if it holds?
If they make the wild card,
yeah,
depends who they playing.
Yeah,
it really does.
Okay.
It really
Depends
does.
on who playing.
Huh?
If they playing the Eagles,
well, they should beat the Eagles. They should beat the Eagles.
Man, go ahead, Shelton. You should just wait until Nick gets here next week, so you and Nick can have it out. And I'm gonna invite Q. Maybe y'all should just have your own show to talk about Carson Wentz, because
they're gonna be going back and forth,
man,
back and forth.
Hey, for the people out there, boy, we had this chat been on fire this week, boy. It was Nick and Q.
Dude, it was the Nick and Q show all yesterday. Literally from like 8:30 in the morning to like what was it, like about 1:30? Like literally
Facts.
from 8:30 to like
Facts.
1:30, dog. I went back to my phone and saw like 240 something messages. I was like, yo, man, these dudes are killing me.
I said if they were next to each other, they'd have been strangling each other.
Man. You saw what I posted in that show, in that video from Friday the Next? We was like, damn, y'all argue too much. Y'all might as well get married. Like, it was going at it, man. That was great.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Keeping my work day, man, for real.
What about the Rams? How y'all think the Rams gonna fare? I mean, are people sleeping on them?
Yes. Absolutely.
And it also shows how tough the NFC West is, man. Like,
Mm-hmm.
NFC West is no cakewalk at all. Like, you can easily have. Has that ever happened before? All the teams in that division go to the playoffs.
No.
Has that ever happened in football?
Not a whole division.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah,
No.
like, I think I've seen 3 teams out of division go before, but not like the whole.
Not 4.
All 4 of these won't either. San Fran won't make it.
Nah.
Yeah,
but even San Francisco, I mean,
though. That's still not
well,
easy.
even San Francisco, what killing San Francisco is just injuries, man.
Yeah.
But I mean, realistically, if San Francisco was healthy,
That's what I'm saying.
I mean, you could throw San
too.
Francisco in the mix.
They'd be in there too.
Easily.
But I think the Rams are a sleeper team, man. I think not enough people are talking about the Rams, man. I think their defense is legit. I mean, we all know what McVay is. McVay is a hell of a coach, but their defense is legit. I think that they're a little bit better this year than they were previous year because they don't have that Gurley situation hanging all over that. They're not so Gurley dependent. Is he healthy? Not healthy? Is his knee all right? Not all right? So I don't think they have to worry about that. They have 2 pretty decent running backs. Their wide receivers are better than people give them credit for. Like Jefferson, Woods, Kupp. Like they have 3 really good receivers. And Jared Goff, man, like dude can play. He's a guy that gets a lot of hate for a lot of reasons.
Is he your Joe Flacco?
Jared Goff is nice, man.
I'm sorry. I disagree with y'all on that. I'm not sold on this team.
Thank you, Shelton.
I don't like either one of those 3 running backs. I think Henderson is decent. Brown is decent. Cam Akers I like, but he's young. They don't have a starting running back, and those wide receivers are good, but Jared Goff is bulky, and I think that with a little pressure, it'll bust them pipes.
Hey, he outplayed Tom Brady last night. I know that.
Tom Brady outplayed himself.
True, but hey, this is what I will say about Jared Goff. That people that rip Jared Goff, I saw Jared Goff go into the Superdome and completely outplay Drew Brees in a championship game.
Manny,
dude can play, man.
Manny, you trying to be slick, man. You trying to be slick. You act like the Super Bowl that happened, my brother.
Yeah, let's not forget about that Super Bowl.
Duly noted, but man, the Rams as a whole were bad in that game. So I don't know how much you can put on Goff. No, look, I used to be like y'all, man. I was a little suspect on Goff myself, but hey, man, the dude wins games. Sometimes it's not pretty, but he gets it done.
All right, so let's see what else we got here. Seattle, man. They beat Arizona, and Nick wants to know, have they gotten themselves together after the big win against Arizona?
No.
Mm-mm.
Hmm.
They still aren't there.
What's
It's going
not
to take
there?
a lot more
The
than Carlos
defense?
Dunlap having a big game.
The defense isn't there?
I thought,
No.
what's up with the Russell and Metcalf combo? Like that's not killing right now. Defense has picked up on that now.
Well, Russ is not playing well. Russ has had three really. I mean, his game against Arizona was okay. It was a bounce back game, but before that, Russ played himself out of the MVP conversation because he's just had two really brutal games against Buffalo and against the Rams. So I think defenses are starting to key in on that combination. But the biggest thing with Seattle, man, the two biggest things with Seattle is their defense is sorry. Like I'm not even gonna put it any other way. I know Dunlap helped. Him returning helped, so they'll be a little bit better. But I still don't trust that defense. And Pete Carroll in big games and close games worries me because Pete Carroll's liable to do some stupid shit.
Okay. Yeah, I mean every team. The NFL season is long. Every team has a bump in the road. So I think they'll be fine. But I don't know if they got themselves together or not. It remains to be seen. Really, this one was interesting, man.
I'm gonna go give y'all a hot take right now. I think the Rams are gonna win that division.
Oh, you try?
Wow, they're gonna win NFC.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay.
It is a hot take.
Mm-hmm.
Not gonna happen because the Rams ain't doing shit. But
Okay. Remember this show when it happens.
All right, yeah. Hey, everything is recorded. I try to tell Nick that sometimes when he forget what some points that we make are. I say everything is documented. But man, I think one of the most surprising things that happened last week was Taysom Hill.
I'm glad you brought that up.
Man, Sean Payton out here making me look crazy because I said that Winston was going to be a starter. He was going to take over for Breeze. And maybe Peyton watched the show and was like, nope, Ken, he is not going to take over from Breeze. And I did some research because I was just confused by the move. And apparently they told Taysom Hill that if Breeze gets hurt, he is the starter on the team. And that what Jameis basically is for them right now is just a guy that did what he did, was like, look, we have the game plan for Taysom Hill. We just can't throw him in there. We can throw a guy in there like Jameis because he can get in there and run our traditional offense. But with Taysom, the way I understood what I read is that they had to pretty much make an offense and a game plan around him. And Peyton also said that, he struggled with the decision. I don't believe him. But he said he struggled with the decision and decided at the last minute. And the last bit of news that I had is that people in the locker room and in the organization thought that Winston should have been the starter. So what did you guys think about the decision? And what did you guys think about the performance? FIFO, did you see any of it?
I didn't see any of it. I don't know nothing about how Taysom Hill did.
He did.
It wasn't as far as the decision.
Go ahead.
As far as the decision goes, I was kind of surprised. I wasn't shocked. I was more surprised that they actually went with Taysom Hill. But then after my initial surprise, I was like, okay, it makes sense because I know how much Sean Payton loves Taysom Hill, right? So it actually made sense in that regard. And then the other reason too is like, we know what Jameis Winston is, man. We know what he is. Like, let's be fair.
Don't start this.
We know what Jameis Winston is. Like, he's a turnover machine. He's a guy that shows flashes of brilliance, and then he also shows flashes of just incredible ineptitude. So it is what it is with Jameis Winston. Taysom Hill, on the other hand, he's kind of an unknown commodity, right? Because we kind of don't know what he is. We've seen him in different packages and different situations throughout the years, but we don't know what he is as a starter. And then as far as the performance goes, like, the dude played well. He balled out. I didn't watch all of the game. I watched some of it. But the parts that I did watch, I mean, he played like a competent NFL quarterback. I don't know if this is something that's going to be long-term. I'm not going to sit here and tell you Taysom Hill's now the guy for the next 10 years with New Orleans after Breeze leaves, but dude played well.
I don't understand how they put so much. Well, I guess because they paid him, But like in the past 2 seasons, didn't this dude only threw like barely 10 passes in his whole career before this past game? I don't know why they didn't give Jameis Winston a shot. They should have gone ahead.
You know why? You know why, B. Come on, stop.
They should have started him. They should have started Jameis Winston, man.
And lost 37, and
man.
Jameis throws 2 touchdowns and 3 interceptions. Come on,
Bruce.
Come on, like stop.
No, Manny, you stop. Look Bruce Arians making Tom Brady look bad. Come on, man.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing, man.
I'm just saying.
I feel y'all because I thought the same way. I really felt like he was going to play more. I thought they were going to use Taysom Hill as the gadget guy for this game and start him, but not keep him out there. But you can't really argue with Sean Payton because I think he know what he's doing. He's proven himself. So his decisions is what it is. I mean, if he says it, just like, I heard somebody say Brian Flores decided to pull Tua. Well, he's been right on all his other moves that people thought were crazy, so you got to kind of go along with it. The same thing here. Sean Payton, better than anybody else in that organization or out, knows what that team needs. So if he says Taysom, then it's Taysom. And we can't argue with it. And the man won the game. So
exactly. And he didn't just win the game. He didn't just play decently. He played well. He played really, really well.
Right. So there's nothing else that need be said.
Oh, he played the Falcons. He played the Falcons, Shelton.
It's an NFL team. At the end of the day, it's an NFL team.
Matt Ryan got sacked. They even said it in the chat. Matt Ryan got sacked 8 times. Are we really going to write home about this?
You know damn well if the Falcons would have won that game, you'd have been this is why, the great white hope, Taysom Hill, he sucks, blah, 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 blah. They should have put Jason. No, I don't want to hear that. You play who's on your schedule.
Yeah. That's it. I mean, and like I said, they won the game. So, and now if they lose next week or if he looks bad when they come out, I don't even know who they're playing next week. But if he looks bad then we can call for his head. But you can't say nothing if the man is winning. That man win 2-3 games in a row. I don't care who he's playing. As long as it's an NFL team that he's playing. He ain't playing a college team.
All right, well.
Why is there horrible games on Thanksgiving? I
don't know.
Because the Lions play every year.
That's what I'm saying. Why is they need to stop showing the Lions on Thanksgiving until they get better. Until they get better, put them back on Thanksgiving. Why we got the Lions? Well, we got the Lions and Texans versus, and then Cowboys and the Washington team, and then the primetime games. The primetime game is what, Redskins and Ravens. I mean Steelers and Ravens. So that'd be.
That's a good game. Yeah.
That's more a tradition than anything else because The Redskins and Cowboys is the Washington football team, the Cowboys. That's the biggest rivalry when it was the Redskins. In football, the teams aren't there anymore, but the rivalry still stands. Detroit is a staple on Thanksgiving. You know what's crazy though?
I know.
Detroit used to be bad, but that was the only time we would see them.
Yep.
Before cable, we didn't.
And that's why I want them to be off. We tired of seeing how bad it is. Take them off Thanksgiving. Take them off Thanksgiving Day until they get better. Damn, it sucks, man.
Over the last couple years, man, I don't even watch the daytime football games on Thanksgiving. Like I'll have them on in the background while we eat dinner and do stuff or whatever. But I don't sit there and watch that mess.
Well, I think what would you say, B?
No, I was about to say just real quick while we still talking holiday. So, what's your prediction, or who would y'all like to see in the Christmas Day basketball games, NBA games? What's the 10 teams? Because assuming that it's normally 5 games. So what 10 teams y'all would like to see on Christmas Day?
Lakers, Clippers.
The Lakers.
Yep.
Okay, Clippers versus Lakers.
Denver and Portland.
Yep. I would go Philly, Boston.
Philly, Boston.
Yeah, Philly, Boston. Golden State and who?
Somebody.
Houston.
Yeah, Golden State. No, Golden State and Dallas.
Golden State.
That's
and
good.
Dallas?
Yep.
And then what's the 5th game? What's the last game?
Houston,
you can have
Brooklyn.
some
Brooklyn.
Some mid game. I think there's too many games on Christmas Day.
This is what I picked. This is what I picked. This is my games. I had Celtics and Bucks.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
I had the Nets versus the Sixers. I had, and this is all just because of the player that's on this team. I had the Hornets versus the Heat because of LaMelo. You know that's gonna be box office
A
TV.
hot mess.
Thank you.
And then I got Lakers versus Clips, and then I got Mavs versus the Warriors.
You know what? Hold on. I got some corrections. I want to see.
People, you fuck with my picks? You fuck with my picks?
Nah, not really. I want to see Pelicans Mavs.
Pelicans Mavs.
Pelicans,
Mr. T in the chat got it right too. He said Brooklyn in the Bucks.
Yes.
You gotta get KD in there.
Yeah, Brooklyn in the Bucks.
I had Brooklyn versus 76ers. And I had Celtics versus the Bucks. Okay.
What we wanted. So is it what we want to see, or
I mean, no, it's what we. Well, it's kind of a little bit of both. Like who you want to see, or who you think that's going to be the Christmas Day matchup. Like, you know.
I think
that's what I think. My team, that teams I pick, I think that's going to be the Christmas Day matchup.
Well, isn't I don't know if this tradition still happens, but don't we get like a rematch of the finals on Christmas Day usually?
That's a great question.
I think we might see like Lakers.
Didn't we have Clippers versus Lakers last Christmas Day, but they didn't play in the finals. Oh, right. But I see what you're saying, though. I see what you're saying.
Well, we really don't need to see Clippers versus Lakers, man. Can we just?
We don't. We absolutely don't.
That ship has sailed. The Clippers fucked that up all last year. They had their shot,
people trying to make that a rivalry, man. It's not a rivalry.
Thank you. It's done. Let's stop trying to sell us this shit.
Yeah,
honestly,
as a Lakers,
but no, you're right, Kim. But you know how the NBA is going. Mm-hmm. You know the drama. You know they're gonna try to sell it. You know they are.
Yeah.
I agree with you though, but you know they're gonna try to sell it.
But it's not a bad move. Business wise, it's not a bad move.
Right. Right.
It's not a bad move. So.
But I agree with you, Ken. But it's like people say, it's a good move.
It's not
Big John Boatwright. I like that. He said Lakers versus Nets.
I would like to see that. KD,
that's interesting.
Man, I hope KD is back in full form. Man.
How about Nets? How about Brooklyn versus the Warriors? KD coming back to Golden State.
I can see that.
I can see that. Yeah, that's
dope. Playing with that one. I can see the NBA playing with that one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But let FIFA tell Kelly Oubre gonna bust him up.
Come on, see.
Yeah, they
don't know. All-star Kelly Oubre.
Ain't nobody saying he's no all-star now.
Kelly Oubre is nice, man.
He's thank you, Manny.
That's all we're saying. He just nice, bruh. We not saying he nothing special, man. I'm just saying he nice. He a good fill-in. You can't fill in that much better than him.
I know where you coming from.
But before you start paying a whole bunch of money to somebody.
They said that about D'Angelo Russell when he went there too.
Everybody knew that was pretty big.
Hey, listen, I'd rather have Kelly Oubre than Andrew Wiggins at this point.
But Andrew, they say Andrew was okay there.
And Andrew about to ball out over there too.
Yeah, I don't know. I ain't put too much stock in Andrew Wiggins. But I never have. Like, you know me. I like Jabari Parker before I like Andrew Wiggins.
Did they freeze?
Who freeze?
Oh, yeah, the audio pop. I thought y'all froze for a minute.
Oh no, I'm here.
Let me jump back. So I actually got 2 Detroit questions, B. I'll
the one from last week?
Yeah, I got the one from Saturday that I need to ask. And then I'm gonna ask one right after this football question about Lamar Jackson. This Pittsburgh game. So obviously Tomlin's doing a great job, 10-0. They played the Ravens Thursday. Is this a must-win game for Lamar? I hate to be that guy to do that, but look, I have highlighted my issues with Lamar this season and the coaching staff. But let's face the facts, man. 1-3 against 1-4 against teams with 500 or above record. Can't come back against teams when he's down 10 or more points.
Yep.
And Steelers just running away with what was supposed to be your division. They keep telling me he the MVP. So is this a must win for Lamar?
Has to. Because look, Lamar, where he is this season at this point in his career, he still has to show improve. Yeah, he won the MVP. But at the end of the day, the quarterback position is won with your arm and not your legs.
Mm-hmm.
That's why they got running backs. You're a quarterback. You know what I'm saying? And there's certain throws and there's certain things that are required of a grade A level quarterback to compete really for a championship. Mm-hmm. And he still has to prove those things. Yes, he's great. Yes, he's talented. Yes, he literally ran away with it last year. But now there's even more tape. People have adjusted, right? Every year there's an adjustment. There's tape on your ass. We see what you want to do.
You took the answer right out of my mouth, people, because that's where I was going to go too.
You know, and I think that, and it's not 100% on Lamar.
Right.
It's that offensive coordinator too, bro. You calling the same stuff.
Yep.
You got to evolve and throw more wrinkles into what you're doing, or else you're not putting Lamar in the best position to be great. Also, who got to get some of that blame? The GM. You haven't gotten this guy a number one wide receiver.
Damn, you sure have.
You have to get this guy, whether that be you pay him in free agency, whether you draft the guy, whether you prioritize or whatever. You got to get him. The tight end thing is nice, but you always got to have that number one. You got to have that. If he's going to be a bona fide guy, they're not saying that, Mahomes makes Tyreek Hill makes Mahomes, but they're more dangerous together. For a reason. You got to go get Lamar, a big physical guy that wins short yardage, a possession guy that can fight, run after the catch, because you're not going to be a push down the field type of offense. You need to be done quick, take a shot here and there, run. You know what I'm saying? So what's the identity? What's the evolution of what you've already created? And that is the issue. That's the reason why the pressure and the microscope is on Lamar Jackson. He has to bear that brunt because you won an MVP. And now you still have to show and prove you could win these games. You pay a quarterback hundreds of millions of dollars to be down by 14 points and still have a chance. If you never do that, why am I paying you? I'm going to go draft somebody else that can do that.
True.
Facts. I mean, yeah, everything people say, I second that, man. I mean, it's a big game, man. I really think it's a big game. And, look, this a lot of people hate this discussion. I know a lot of people hate this discussion because I brought it up on my show and people roll their eyes like, oh, y'all buying into the media narrative. But it's hard to argue against stats. The dude has struggled in these big games, man. And this is, as a quarterback, this is where you make your money. You make your money in against these big games, against the Chiefs, against the Patriots, against the Steelers, the big games. This is when the lights are on bright. These are the games that you make a name for yourself, man. And Lamar's got to step up. And I'm going to be a little bit harder on Lamar, but everything that people said is accurate. Yep, they do need a number one receiver. They have had a lot of injuries. Their offensive line is not what it used to be. But Lamar's got to play better. He has not played as well. He's still good, but he has not played as well this year, and that falls on him. He's got to be better. You can't be excuses. You've won an MVP. I believe he's the youngest MVP in history, NFL MVP in history. Like, you're in a different tax bracket now, Lamar. Like, the pressure's going to be on you now. Like, you got to come play. And if they lose, but he plays well, okay, you can give him a pass. But he's got to play well. The problem with Lamar Jackson is that he's lost these games and he hasn't played well.
100.
Bad enough that you lose these games and you throw for 300-400 yards. Yep. But when you losing these games and your quarterback ratings of 67, like, that's not going to cut it.
Yeah, 100.
Sheldon, you're a Lamar apologist.
Not really, man. Not really. I hold his feet to the fire like I do everybody else, man. I feel like the potential is there for him to do much better, but he has a big part of it's him. Just like I tell y'all all the time about quarterbacks, I don't want to hear excuses about what's going on around him. It's them. He has to improve his play. He has to step up. Like I said the other day in the chat, I was telling you, he was good last year for about 3 spectacular plays a game, big chunk yardage, or something where he would do something to kind of electrify the team and get them going. He hadn't been giving them that. He hadn't been giving them that spark that he normally does to get everybody to step up to the next level. That's the thing that separated players like Cam Newton when he was with the Panthers, Mike Vick with the Falcons. These guys would make a play, and everybody thought they were Superman. Everybody did. So that's kind of what he needs to get back to, is just his special self for a little bit. until they can get him number one receiver, which he does not have. His number one receiver is Mark Andrews, the tight end. And it's going to be rough until they figure it out. But I don't think he's thrown for 2,000 yards this year, has he? He's averaging under 200 yards per game.
Yeah, it's been rough.
That's bad. That's horrible for a starting QB, let alone a former MVP. So,
I think the thing that B, I mean, it's the one thing he says over and over again, man. You know, when it comes to guys like him and other guys, film. They got tape on him.
Yeah.
You know, so
absolutely.
And that's where my criticisms, FIFO's criticism of the OC, you pointing out certain things as well, Shelton. That's where those come into play because they got film. Now you got to do your job too. You got to draft talent. You got to be the GM, like FIFO said, and draft talent. As a coach, you got to call different plays and take more shots down the field. You got to mix it up because they're dialing in on you. Somebody in the chat said he's seeing 40% more pressure this year. Mm-hmm. So there are contributing factors to Lamar's regression this year. And, you know, I'm going to be fair. I'm going to acknowledge those things exist. Shelton, we watched the game versus Kansas City. It's when I first saw, I was like, oh, this is a problem. And it's continued since then. So everybody knows, I feel like I start, every time I get ready to say this, I start with that phrase. But I'm pro brother on this show. And
that's your podcast. Yeah, everybody knows podcast.
I really, really want Lamar to win. That's why I point out some of these stats, because these stats are what, unfortunately, the media uses to demonize and tear these QBs down, to tear these players down. You know, the can't come back from down 10, the losing record against 500 teams. You know, these are metrics that they use to gauge your success. Lamar was heavily criticized and scrutinized coming into the league. They had placed these false expectations on him. He exceeded them because of his greatness. And now a lot of people had to eat their words. And now they're coming back. This is what they want. So Harbaugh, the OC, the GM, and Lamar, y'all got to get your shit together.
All four of y'all.
Or Lamar will be out the league in 2 years.
Yep. All four of y'all. And you know, there's something that you said in that where somebody in the chat said that Lamar Jackson is seeing 40% more pressure. We saw a similar thing happen to his contemporary, right? And in football and in all sport, you're measured against the people at your position and or at your greatness level. And the guy that is his contemporary right now is Patrick Mahomes.
Yep.
And people started the season blitzing him. And what happened? Oh, he gashed you. Because that is the progression and the maturation of a quarterback where the game is starting to slow down. Oh, I see that you already coming. Oh, you bringing your homie with you? Hey, Kelsey. Hey, Tyreek. Hey, McCole, you see what I see. All right, let's go. And that's what happens. Lamar, number one, again, like I said, he don't got the weapons for that. Look at the names that I just screamed out.
That's part of it.
Right.
That's part of it. And Andy Reid is a major, and Bieniemy as well, major part of, look at what they're doing. We were talking about innovation. What Lamar did last year was not innovative. It was pure talent and speed and vision that Lamar had that literally ran him the MVP. But when you watch what Kansas City is doing, they're moving the quarterback in motion. Travis Kelce's throwing underhand joints. Like, what the hell is this? Like, that is that is progression. That is saying, hey, we got talent out here. And we so good that sometimes we get bored just doing what we does. So let's mix it up, because now you don't even know what we're going to do when we're going to do it. And that's what makes a very talented team even more dangerous. There is nobody at the level of the Kansas City Chiefs and what they're doing. However, a great defense, a staunch defense, a great run game, an efficient passing offense. It doesn't matter if you get chunks or you dink and dunk. Efficiency is efficiency. Baltimore ain't got none of that. And that's the problem.
Yeah.
You can't compete with that other thing over there.
Well, to bring it back a little bit, and all the points you guys are making are all fair and accurate. They still are 6-4, I believe, right? I think that's what they are.
6-4.
They still have destiny in their own hands. They're still in a position to make. I think they still will make the playoffs. There's still an outside chance they could probably, to win that division, even though it's fate. So I don't want to seem like everything is doom and gloom, but they still have an opportunity. I mean, it's not like they're 3-5 or 3-6. That being said, man, this is a big game. This is a big game for Lamar, man. He's got to play well. I mean, if they lose, he's got to at least give himself a good representation of himself, man. He's got to play well. And, I don't know what statistically that means by playing well. He just has to play well.
You got to win.
Throw for over.
Yeah. You got to win.
You got to win.
Yeah, he's got to win.
Like, Manny, that's why I love the point that you said, right? Like, because context, sometimes we lose that. And what you said was, it's not like Lamar's out here 280 yards, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions, no fumbles, 60 yards, 70 yards rushing. We lose the game. It's not like he's out here 350, 4 touchdowns, 1 interception, 50 yards rushing. We lose the game. It's not that, bro. Like 130 yards passing, a touchdown and 2 interceptions, and 30 yards rushing. Yeah, you're gonna lose the game. Yeah, that's what's gonna happen. So he's not playing well, and when you're not playing well, you just gotta win. The next game, this is your next big game. It doesn't matter what it looked like. You gotta win this game. You have to.
Well, it doesn't help now that they've also not making excuses, but they've had a lot of injuries.
They have.
And they're also going to be now. They're going to be out without the 2 best running backs in Ingram and Dobbins, which doesn't help. So yeah,
it's tough.
I hate to kill Lamar because what Lamar did last year was he broke a ceiling. He made a lot of people look stupid, which I love. So it pains me to have to criticize him, but it's facts, bro. Like he has to play better and he has to win these games. These are the games he has to win.
100.
We all know Lamar could do his thing against the Jets on a week 9 where nobody's watching and he could throw for 200 yards and rush for 500. Like we all know that. It's about the big games.
Hey, man, there are people in Philly that don't want to hear you talking about Lamar's team having injuries. From what I hear, that's not an excuse.
True. To a point. To a point. Yes. To a point.
Yeah. I think that
shout out Q.
Because they're down so many pieces and the backs against the wall, this is a dangerous game for Pittsburgh. Well, I heard Mike Tomlin on air today talking though, and he has the right attitude. They take it a game at a time. They're looking to be 1-0, meaning they're looking to win this game Thursday. And that's the best attitude to have because you can overlook a game like this really easy and come out with a loss. You're thinking, like we said, they're down their top 2 running backs, but Edwards is not a joke.
No.
And all they got to do is, hone in that game plan and just really, like we talk about all the time. We mentioned it several times on the show already tonight. If you can run the ball, you're going to win. So if for some reason they, get this running game going and the defense steps up a little bit, then they can come out of this with a win. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. I know it's a little unrelated, but I got Big Ben as my MVP right now.
Oh, no, come on. Cut that man off, man. Manny,
I got Big Ben as my MVP right now, man.
It's night-night. It's time to go night-night.
Hey,
come on.
He's the MVP. I mean, of course, you can give it to
Big Ben Roethlisberger.
Look at the difference. Look at the difference he's made.
Yeah, he's number 2. But
yeah,
what was that team last year with Duck Hodges or whatever his name was?
No,
and Maga Rudolph.
Hey,
Maga Rudolph. Look, Manny. I appreciate you calling out. The best team or the best record in the league, and that is very commendable. Well, come on, man. Ain't nobody
Coach
doing
Tomlin in the house. Coach Tomlin, Coach of the Year.
Yeah, definitely 100%.
Absolutely.
Hey, Mika Fitzpatrick for Defensive Player of the Year. Mm-hmm. But at the end of the day, At the end of the
But
day,
Mahomes the MVP.
he the MVP,
like,
bro, and it's not close.
Yeah, I mean, of course, man. That's like
I would argue Minka for MVP over Ben.
I give you that.
But Ben is not the MVP though.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna say he's gonna be. The MVP.
I don't even watch football like that this season. I know Ben ain't the MVP.
Yeah,
hey,
that's what I'm saying. Like, you know, I think Mahomes is gonna win it. Period. But if you're looking at in that ranking, you definitely put Minka up there because Minka done made a play at least
every
1
game,
to 2 plays per game.
Yeah.
But you know they're not gonna give no MVP to no damn defensive back. So so it's not even worth. Now I think he should be I think he should be discussed, of course. But I mean, it's definitely it's gonna come down between Mahomes and Big Ben, and I think Mahomes is gonna win it.
Big Ben, somebody had to channel Nick tonight. That's all I'm gonna say. Somebody had to do it.
Dude.
Thanks for stepping up, Manny. Good job, man. Good job.
MVP.
Hey, I mean, y'all act like I'm saying something crazy, and it's not like I mentioned Ryan Fitzpatrick for MVP. I mean, it is Big Ben Roethlisberger. Like, come on now.
Well, I think that's the reason why we ain't laugh you off the show. Just because it's like, okay, you know, okay, best record, Big Ben, okay, it's out there. It's your take.
Like I said before, it's funny that the media is not. You don't hear not one peek about Mike Tomlin that the Steelers are doing great.
I wonder why.
You know what I'm saying? But the second if they start losing, or if they even had a struggling season this year, it'd have been Tomlin don't got his locker room under control. Tomlin this, Tomlin that. The players not responding to Tomlin. It's like you hear them all the time when they losing, but when they winning, not a peep of a great job that Tomlin's doing and nothing.
Right.
That's interesting to me.
Hey, B.
What up?
You think Matt Patricia survives this year?
Probably, because as in the words of Brother Kyle, he got the right complexion for protection. Unless. And that's why I want them to lose. I want them to lose every single. I want them to go 0-16 this year. But I mean, I think if the Lions,
B, that's my team's job. That's my team's
Lions
job.
lose the rest of this. So what's their record? 4-6, I think. 4-7. So like if they go 4-12. I mean, come on. It's like, well, why is this guy still going to be the head coach going into next season? If we go,
because he's smart.
4-12 or 5-11. Why is this guy still our head coach going?
Because he's got a nice beard.
You know what I'm saying? Like, why? So hopefully,
Belichick likes him.
I hope.
Yeah, Patriots way.
Yeah, I hope he.
Patriot way, man.
Survive, Ken. I hope he. I hope he's fired by the time this season is over, because I don't expect us to have a winning record. So
B, I would say I feel your pain, bro, but I'm watching Adam Gase every week, so I don't.
No, man, no.
Oh man,
it could be a lot
I tried
worse.
to tell you, y'all should have kept Todd Bowles, but no.
That is true, because hey, Maddie, you was kicked to kick out Todd Bowles, and in this situation is not better at all.
Yeah, that was
Who you telling?
That was a true definition of it's not the coach.
Yep. Yep.
Oh, it's the organization. It's the organization. Trust me.
It's same right. Hey, Manny, it's our organization. It's our front office. It's this organization is just Jesus Christ, dude.
I appreciate that though. Go Panthers.
Oh yeah, I told you. I was like, look, y'all go, and I'm happy y'all shut us out. I'm like, hell yeah, they shut us out. It just makes Matt Patricia case just looks worse and worse and worse. So I was mad we beat the Washington team. I was like, come on, please lose to him. Please lose to him.
I'm gonna bring something up. So I know how you feel about Patricia clearly, and the organization, man. Doesn't Matt Stafford get some heat though? Like I brought this up on my show on Sunday, right? Because my co-host is a Matt Stafford defender. And I'm like, for all the greatness that everybody tells me Matt Stafford is, the greatness, the stats, and everything, he never wins. He never wins.
He won under Jim Caldwell.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, he's really just done enough. What he's done is he's done enough to stay under the radar.
Right, because you got to think as a QB, you're going through all these coaches, all these offensive changes.
Exactly.
Matthew Stafford to still put up the stats that he put up and still do what he do. I think that's pretty impressive. Most QBs are kind of
But he's a stat. But that's what Matthew Stafford is, man. He's a stat sheet stuffer. He's going to fill up the box score with numbers.
But that's not his fault.
Time to win. But people, I get you. I'm not trying to throw all the blame on him because obviously he's dealing in a terrible situation in Detroit.
A horrible situation.
But at one point, does it become like, Matt Stafford could actually lift his team to win? Like sometimes as a great quarterback, you win in spite of your situations. Like you win in spite of the situation that you're in. And like Matthew Stafford just never does it. Like for a guy with that much talent and all the statistical black type in the back of his football resume, like he never wins.
A lot of our losses too come from sorry ass defenses we've had too. Like Matthew Stafford can't play defense. So I mean it's been plenty of times where Matthew Stafford kept us in the game a lot. And our defense just shit the bed.
So And look, man, in the league, there's some quarterbacks that just need the situation more, a better situation to win. Yeah. They're not guys that will pull, but they could be just part of the. Like if you put Matt Stafford with the Tampa Bay Bucks right now, they're winning a lot of games. They're winning the NFC South. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like
Matthew Stafford still got a cannon.
Exactly. He could still throw for 5,000 yards and 40 touchdowns. He has that type of talent, but he doesn't always have the best moxie. He is not like, he doesn't always overcome, but if you put him with the Browns, like that, like that's a playoff team.
They're a playoff team.
I agree with you. I'm not arguing that. I just feel like the media and people make Matt Stafford out to be this Hall of Fame quarterback, and then when you look at the results, it's like for a guy who there's a lot of people who feel like Matt Stafford. No,
playoffs. Practice.
Matt Stafford has.
I've never heard no Hall of Fame. I've never heard those 3 words mentioned with Matthew Stafford.
There's a lot of football stat geeks that love Matthew Stafford.
But listen, man. I wouldn't even say putting him on the Browns team makes him a playoff team either. That dude is shook, man, and it's from years of frustration and being in that situation. He's shell-shocked at this point. I don't care how good you are. They can pick you up and put you somewhere else. If you've been through as much as he's been through to this stage in his career, he is what he's going to be. So I wouldn't.
We literally he's literally our franchise best quarterback that we've had in this franchise, and we didn't do nothing. Mm-hmm. We didn't do nothing to.
But B, ain't this crazy? Y'all don't have a top 5 running back all time, a top 5, top 7 wide receiver all time, a top 30, 50, 100 something like a top 15,
75.
Well, no, a top 15 quarterback of his era. Matt Stafford's always been top 15 quarterback of his era.
Right.
Like, bruh. Like what? Like, when are you gonna actually do something with the talent that you done looked up on?
Organization, man.
The organization.
The front office.
Yeah. The front. It's like a black. It's like a black cloud over the. Yes. That's what it is. It feels like it.
Mm-hmm. It's so crazy, and we are fiending for a good football team because people still show up to the damn games.
They still show up to the games.
It's like people go to the games and be like, "What? How Detroit Lions gonna disappoint us today?" And you know what? We're still gonna wear our jersey. We're still gonna rep like, yeah, go Lions. And then we leave the stadium and we like this. We like, well, they did it again, but we're gonna come back next week and we're gonna watch and be disappointed. Jesus Christ, man, this is crazy. This is so crazy. Man. I'm gonna say, if we ever win a Super Bowl, man, Detroit is gonna get blown off the map. Like, this shit is gonna be gone. Like, if we ever win the Super Bowl, do you understand the magnitude of that city? That shit it will be an atomic bomb that will forget Detroit, and it will be no more. Like, it will be it. Detroit will be wiped off of Michigan. It would be a hole, big ass hole next to Lake Erie.
Yo, B, let me ask you, do you think you're going to see a Detroit Lions Super Bowl victory in your lifetime?
No.
Ooh.
I don't think I am.
Ooh. B, we got a black president, man. Anything possible.
Dude, I don't think I am. I mean, like, I don't know, man. This ain't looking too. I already told my dad to give up. I'm like, yo, Dad, give up hope. We ain't going to see it. We ain't gonna see it. We saw championships in all our other franchises, but we're not gonna see it with the Lions. We're not gonna see a Super Bowl with the Lions. So
what Detroit team is closer to a championship right now out of the four major sports?
Nobody. This is a bad time for Michigan sports right now. Bad time.
I would say
Wolverines suck. Well, maybe Michigan State Spartans basketball. That would be the closest. But you said Detroit, so I'm not even. I can't even include college. But yeah, if you're talking about professional Detroit teams,
yeah.
I mean, because Red Wings, we in the rebuilding phase, so we suck. Detroit Tigers, we suck.
Rebuilding.
I sure hate that Jim Leland left us. Ever since Jim Leland left us, oh my God, he was the best thing that happened for Detroit Tigers. And then the Lions and Pistons. You see what we're doing with the Pistons. So we rebuilding, man.
I would say the Tigers are probably the closest to a championship.
Maybe
and they're still far away.
If I had to pick one team, maybe the Tigers. Yes, maybe. But I don't see nothing with the Pistons anytime soon, and a damn sure with the Lions anytime soon.
I'm glad you brought up the Pistons. What the hell are the Pistons doing?
They blowing it up. They rebuilding.
Yeah. Oh man.
I like they. I was like when we did our draft coverage. I was pleased with what they addressed. I'm glad they addressed what was needed in the draft, but those free agencies moves.
Why y'all let Christian Wood go?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't get that.
That's what I was gonna say. I was gonna say whatever they're rebuilding, they need to start over that too.
I know, because I'm like, damn, you let Drummond go, and then you turn around and you let Christian Woods go. Like
they need to blow up the blow up.
And all we got was what, Jeremy Grant out of that? Yeah. Then we got Jahlil Okafor. What the fuck was that? And, who else? We signed another bum too. It was Jahlil Okafor and somebody else. It was somebody. I was like, how are we getting all these bums? We're getting all these bums. Who the hell was it? I'm drawing a blank now. It was Jahlil Okafor.
That's when you got like two people in charge and they mad at each other, so they're not communicating.
It was Jahlil Okafor, and who else was it? Oh my God, I can't think of who else it was we picked up. And I was like, what the
Plumlee?
hell?
Was it Plumlee?
Plumlee, yes. Plumlee. we gave him the bag. I mean, I understand signing him maybe for less money, but we kind of dropped a nice little bag for Plumlee. I'm like, wait a minute, why y'all giving Aaron Barnes type player that type of money? Like, come on.
Yeah.
Jahlil Okafor. I'm like, Jesus Christ, dude. What the hell? This is
at least you didn't give Gordon Hayward $125 million.
Man,
man. Mike,
I can't lie because
hey man, that's not bad. That's not a bad move.
I mean, we did Josh
It's not as bad as you think.
Shit, show you know damn well. You know damn well.
Yeah, we got Trevor Ariza. Yeah, Pistons got Trevor Ariza too. He's
Mandy, let me explain that a little bit. First off, they were trying to get Gordon Hayward before. I don't know if you remember, but Charlotte signed him to an offer sheet and it got matched by Utah at the time.
Mm-hmm.
They just need a name, man. They needed to make a move and they needed to do whatever they can do. You're not gonna get top tier free agents right now, so you want to get somebody nice that's a little bit experienced, yet that may still have something left in the tank. So you get him in there, and you get him to help out the team. You just be a leader.
Yeah,
I don't mind signing Gordon Hayward, but did you have to give him $30 million?
Well, here's the thing, though, Manny. Like, it doesn't mess with the timeline of the team, because by the time he becomes a free agent, that's when you have to pay all of your youngins. So you have money. At the end of the day, there's money on your books that you have to spend, right?
True.
And what were you going to do? Offer Gordon Hayward less? He was going to get that somewhere else. If he got that somebody else would have gave him that.
Right. So they had to get what they could get. I mean, like I said, they couldn't get any of the top tier guys. They're not going to do that right now. So you get what you can get at the price you can afford it for. Like you said, you got to spend the money. You have no choice.
You have to.
I get it. I don't know. I just feel like.
Look. But here's the thing, though, right? Like, Charlotte isn't in a win now championship situation. Like, what you want to do, and Schultz is 1,000,000% right. You want to bring guys that are professionals. Gordon Hayward is first and foremost a professional. His story can teach the young kids about perseverance, right? About overcoming. And there's going to be bumps in the road. We know that about young teams. There are going to be certain things that you're going to struggle at. And Gordon Hayward is one of the perfect people to be empathetic to that situation. Was he not an up-and-coming star in Utah? When he got there, it wasn't turnkey. He was part of a build. He had serious catastrophic injury that he had to come back from, and he's still battling from. Right? So it makes sense. The financials are the financials. Somebody was gonna pay him that, Manny. Might as well be us.
And I think also adding him, man, hopefully when they interviewed him and talked to him, he's got some kind of fire left in him. Because I would think I would be fired up to get out from under them young guns in Boston. You know what I'm saying? You get to go somewhere where you can kind of be the man.
He should have never left Utah, man. He should have never left Utah. Utah was the perfect situation for him.
It really was.
Can you imagine him and Donovan Mitchell together? Oh my God.
Yeah. No, I like Gordon Hayward. I'm not trying to dog Gordon Hayward. I don't know. It just feels like a Charlotte move, man. Just kind of paying money, like Terry Rozier all that money.
Like I said, the Rozier thing was more reactionary. They felt like they had to do something to replace Kemba. And it just once again, it was a move that they had to make to see what they had. They rolled the dice and they lost on that one.
But that's the issue though with Jordan being a GM and a lot of GMs in the NBA. If you're not gonna re-sign Kemba, you trade Kemba. Kemba. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the issue. That's the issue is that the GM or whoever's making the decisions is not making the smart move.
To be fair, we're not in those boardrooms, so we don't know what Kemba was telling the organization. Because I'm sure that they probably sat down with him to try to take his pulse. Like, yo, what's good? Like, are you interested in being here long term or not? Let us know. And you know, I mean, because I remember reading a story that Kyrie was telling Boston all the way up until like maybe mid-season that he was going to commit to them, that he'd stay, that he wanted to stay, that he wanted to work things out, and then what happened? You know what I'm saying? So sometimes I feel like as fans we jump on the organization too much. And look, I have no problems with that. I just feel like we're not in that room knowing what Kemba Walker, because it wasn't like they didn't want to keep him. Kemba just wanted to leave.
And honestly, as a fan, I wanted him gone. I liked the move when it happened. I did think that they overpaid Scary Terry, but I wanted him to be there. I thought that was a good move. Who knew Devontae Graham was going to play out of his mind like that? Nobody knew that, and nobody knew he was. You know, Terry Rozier didn't play bad. He didn't stink the place up, but he just wasn't a difference maker like that. But once again, Devontae came in there, just they balled, so they played them together. So now, you're bringing in another guard. I'll be interested to see how they're going to work this rotation. I would like Terry Rozier gone, but we're going to have to see what happens with that.
So if Terry Rozier does move on, what are teams that could use a guy like that? I don't know if his market is that big.
I mean, maybe the Knicks, because the Knicks take everybody.
Yeah.
It kind of fits. But like when I just think about all of the NBA teams in the league, I don't see where he fits, in all honesty. Like
you said, we talked about before, if he goes back to his 6-man role, he could go to a number of different places and do good.
But like where? That's what I'm saying.
Toronto will be a good spot for him if you move on from Kyle Lowry.
But here's the thing. So trades work two ways. It's not just, where does Terry go? You have to acquire something to get rid of Terry. So if I'm Charlotte, I'm not taking Kyle Lowry. You talking about a bigger elephant in the room.
No, I was actually going to ask about Kyle Lowry. Kyle Lowry's a free agent, right? Where do y'all think Kyle Lowry signs?
Is he a free agent?
I'm surprised he hasn't signed it. I think he's a free agent.
Is he?
I think. Isn't Lowry a free agent? I could have sworn he was a free agent.
Hey, everybody got Google now. Damn. Free agent, where should he sign? I think Dallas will be a nice place for him. I think he could play alongside Luka, starting and or off the bench. Man. I don't.
That's probably the best place. Dallas is probably.
Yeah, I'm trying to think.
See him the best.
I don't think there's much of a market for him either.
Yeah, I would trade him to Dallas for
the Clippers could use him.
Hardaway.
Clippers could use him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Dallas does have Trey Burke. I'd trade him to Dallas for Trey Burke. How about that?
The Pacers could use him.
I was thinking about the Pacers too. They got a Holiday. They signed both Holiday brothers, I think. Speaking of brothers, real quick before I forget, did y'all know that Markeith and Marcus share a bank account? So whatever they make together?
No, I didn't know that.
That's weird.
That's
crazy.
Weird. I didn't know that.
That's weird.
I didn't know that. Is that like a twin thing? Like
it's a twin thing.
Like that? I don't...
Yeah. So when they did that deal, where were they together? They were in Phoenix.
Oh, Phoenix together.
Yeah.
So when they got the deal in Phoenix, one got more money than the other one, but that money was combined. So whatever their deal is, they combine their money. I was trying to send y'all that article I was reading today about that.
Yeah, that's weird. That's weird.
He said,
I don't know.
But you know what? Look, when you share a womb, what's weird to us is not weird to whoever shared that womb together.
No, true. I mean, I guess I said it's got to be like a twin thing because I can't share a bank account with my brother. Like,
Nah, hell no.
It's weird to me. It's weird.
Hell no.
Okay, so B, I think you pretty much on your rant addressed the super chat that we got Saturday from 313JMO. So hopefully he tunes in. If he's not in the chat now, he comes back and listens to this and hears that. So before we get out of here, we're gonna do our weekly picks for the week.
How do we do this week? How do we do this week?
Nick pull all that stuff. Hold on. I don't know, but I'll try to pull it and see. Let's see. You made me lose the document shelf. Oh, here we go. All right. So Baltimore at Pittsburgh. Nick had Baltimore. Who you got, FIFO?
Give me Pittsburgh.
Who y'all got?
Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh for me as well.
I got Baltimore.
I'm
gonna go against the grain. I feel like Pittsburgh's gonna lose a game eventually. Why not this game?
Yeah, I see.
Where they're playing at? Are the Steelers at home?
I think the Steelers are at home.
Damn, man, that's.
But
rough.
it's a rivalry. It's a rivalry game. Thanksgiving night.
Yeah.
Pressures on the Ravens. Everybody's going to be picking the Steelers. I like games like these, man, because it's games like these where the team that's the underdog will always show up. And I think it's going to be a close game. I'm not saying the Ravens are going to go in there and beat them, blow them out. I think it'll be a close game, field goal game, 4-point game or something like that.
I think I'm gonna go with you. I think I'm gonna go Baltimore. I think I'm gonna go Baltimore on this one. Next one, the LA Chargers at Buffalo. Nick has the Chargers. Who y'all got in Zoom?
Buffalo.
Give me the Chargers.
I got the Chargers blowing the game, so basically Buffalo.
Who you got, FIFO?
Give me the Chargers.
Oh. Okay. I'm going to go with the – man, every time I pick the white Cam Newton, man, he loses a game for me. He loses a game
Pick him again. Yeah, pick him.
Damn. But
the white Cam Newton.
yeah, man. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Buffalo. And
yes, sir. Appreciate you.
Smart money is Buffalo.
Yeah. Last one, KC at Tampa Bay. I'm going first, KC.
Come on now.
KC.
Come on, man.
I already know you got FIFA.
Is this in Tampa?
It don't matter where it at.
It don't matter.
It could be on the moon, on Mars, on Pluto, at your side bitch, baby mama house. Like it don't matter. If Kansas City's showing up, that's who's gonna win.
For the sake of entertainment, man, I'm gonna pick Tampa.
Oh my God!
Wow.
You on your own on that one, man.
Yep.
Hey, I could come back next week and see how I did on my picks, man. Come on now. I'm gonna go with Tampa, man. Just out of desperation, just because everybody's gonna be criticizing and ripping Brady, killing that team, overrated. They may miss the playoffs, And Kansas City doesn't really need the game, so Tampa's gonna be I'm gonna go with the desperate team, Tampa.
Nah, look, and I know we always do our picks and we get out of here. Do you clearly remember what Patrick Mahomes said after he won his first Super Bowl? That he wants to be the greatest, and to be the greatest, you got to beat the greatest. And when you got an opportunity with the guy that's playing across from you has 6 Super Bowls, and you called out saying, "I need to win 7," he gonna annihilate that man. Yeah, come on, man. Like Patrick Mahomes is gonna try to put up 50. I think they always try to put up 50, but they can put up 50.
It's the NFL. It's the NFL. Stranger things have happened. Who had the Cowboys beating the Vikings last week?
I feel you on that. But this Patrick Mahomes and the boys, man, like I ain't betting against them.
Hey. And hey, Mahomes and that team's been since they've been close to taking some L's this year now.
Yeah.
They should have probably lost to the Raiders, and the Panthers had them beat.
The Raiders are way better than people think they are.
No, they're not.
I agree.
They are, Ken.
You said the Raiders?
Yes, they are.
Oh, the Raiders are somebody they asked about them in the chat. Yes, the Raiders are definitely better.
Yeah.
Good team.
No, they're not.
Surprised me because I didn't expect this from the Raiders.
John Gruden is solid, and he got them playing. Who did they beat earlier in the year? Was it Tampa? They beat Tampa, didn't they? No, they beat New Orleans. And I watched that game when they beat New Orleans. They were so solid, man. They played good. Same thing when they played Carolina. They did exactly what they needed to do to run.
Because they're not a sexy team. They're not a sexy team. They don't have really great players on offense. They don't have really great players on defense. They just have a lot of good players.
Yep.
They have a good solid unit.
They follow the game plan to a T.
Yep.
That's what
and Derek Carr, comeback player of the year.
100. Yeah. So I wanted to talk about Derek Carr. And what I was watching, one of the broadcasters was saying that the way that Derek Carr is going through his progressions in this offense reminded them of Rich Gannon back in the day with the Raiders under who the coach? I'm drawing a blank. Gruden. Which Gruden? What the fuck is John Gruden? Right? The Gruden, the $100 million guy, the $100 million coach, right?
That's John Gruden.
John Gruden. So. And in the highlights that I watched, you saw Derek Carr literally go through like 3-4 progressions real quick. He knew where the ball needed to go. So to your point, Shelton, they are following the game plan to a T. You see that Derek Carr has command of this offense. And that's why I always say, right, like it takes a year or so, about a year and a half sometimes, for that head coach or offensive coordinator and that quarterback to really get on the same page. And we're seeing that. Derek Carr has played Mahomes the best out of any quarterback in the NFL this year.
Right. Period.
Facts.
And there's they pretty much, and I'm gonna say this about them. I remember thinking every time they draft somebody, like, what in the world are these people doing? Like, from the Ruggs pick over all those wide receivers to the guy at Clemson, I can't remember his name, Caleb Farrell. All those picks. What in the world are they doing with these picks, man? It was better people on the board, but they fit what he wanted to do, and you can't really argue with him. The only mistake that they made was bringing in AB. Other than that,
True.
Other than that, they've been on point.
Yep. All right. Well,
shout out. Yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead. What? What
You know, I
got?
was gonna say Derek Carr, man. Derek Carr, man.
Yep.
Shout out to
He
him, man.
balling.
I've always liked Derek Carr, man.
Yep.
I've always feel like people treat him unfairly. He's a good quarterback, man. I'm not saying he's a superstar. I'm not saying he's Patrick Mahomes, but he's a good, solid quarterback, man. You could do a lot worse than Derek Carr.
I feel like we went down this road last year, but okay. Anyway.
Ken, you were such a hater, man.
Look. Hey, I'm asking a real question.
Okay.
What's the difference between Matt Stafford and Derek Carr? As a player.
Patricia.
Yeah.
Years. Honestly, not much.
Well,
Coaching.
Stafford's
Matt
better.
Stafford was more injured than Derek Carr too, wasn't he?
Not really.
No, I think it's the other way around.
Yeah, man.
Derek Carr cried, but he wasn't injured, was he?
I know we don't have the Philly contingency on the show today, but I would ask this question right now. Would you rather have Derek Carr or Carson Wentz?
It's not a quit there. Derek Carr by far.
This season.
Wentz for me.
I'd rather have Jalen Hurts than Carson Wentz right now.
Because if you guys are going to talk about coaching, and Derek Carr looks better with Gruden's coaching, based on what you guys are saying, you take Wentz out of that coaching situation and that Morgan team in Philly and put him in a better situation and with Gruden, how can he not be better?
Same thing with Matt.
That's why I said, what's the difference?
Look, he quiet. Now look at him.
What's the difference
Look at
between me and you?
Look at Shelton. He ain't got nothing to say. All right, we're going to get out of here. Nah, we good, Shelton. Man, we good. Save it for later. All right, well, anyway, hey, Manny, man, appreciate you coming through, hanging with us.
Always, fellas. Always.
Yeah,
Always,
man.
Anytime.
Yeah. Tell the folks once again where they can find you.
Any given Sunday, man. New episodes each and every Sunday. You can find the podcast anywhere where you find podcasts for free. I am on Twitter at @DManuelBrown, on Instagram @DManuelBrown, man. Look me up. I'm out there.
Yeah, you and,
Hey,
you and your boy are hilarious, man. Yeah, y'all have some good combos, for real.
Hey, thanks. Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, if y'all are subscribe, if you haven't subscribe yet. I mean, subscribe now, please, and set your notifications because we may have a special show coming up with a special guest.
Oh yes, sir.
We putting it's together. We just figuring out a day, but y'all need to tune in for this one. This is a big one. You need to tell everybody else
Facts.
that you know to tune in. So
Facts. The brand is brolic. Y'all. Come on now.
Oh yeah. So y'all need to be tuned in for this. It's a basketball thing. So
Yeah, subscribe, man. It'll be scheduled in advance. We're working the kinks out. We've come a long way since the new setup. The audio's back, so y'all can not call me Audio Ken anymore. Cause they were killing me, man. They were dogging me, man, flaming me, man. This has been all week, but it felt like it. Ever since Saturday, it hasn't stopped. I see the notifications, somebody going in. But I made sure I was going to get it right for you guys because I can't take that. But yeah, I appreciate you guys just even sticking with us, man, and coming back for those of you that discovered the show off that show and coming back and giving us another shot. And we'll be back next week, next Tuesday, 8:39 p.m.
Happy
What you got?
Thanksgiving,
hey,
everybody.
B, Errol Spence or Danny Garcia?
Errol Spence. Easy. Yeah, easy. Errol Spence.
You got that right, Tagallo. Hey, Roy Jones, or Mike Tyson.
Oh man, they both so washed up. That's what makes this so funny. I'm gonna go Roy. I'm gonna go Roy Jones. Everybody's so impressed with the heavy bag and all that stuff that Tyson doing. Shit is different when you got a motherfucker dodging and bobbing and weaving too. Like, yeah, hitting the body bag. Yeah, you're gonna look massive. It's gonna look impressive. But let's see how you do when you got somebody that's throwing punches back and that can dodge. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see.
All right. Well, that's gonna do it for us this week. We'll catch you guys next time. We out. Peace.
Hey.